What's up, adventurers? It's time for another What's in the Shop. Guys, I'm pretty excited today. I'm blown away by all the email correspondence and comments I've been getting in relation to the videos I've been posting. It's been pretty amazing. I've had a lot of cool, a lot of cool customs people have been sharing with me. There's some channels that have been popping up. I'll talk about at the end of this. Just a lot of really cool stuff happening, and I'm glad that you guys are out there doing awesome work. It's really cool, and I'm glad that I could be an inspiration to you. For you guys who have been asking me about how to do customs, really excited to help you with that. I'm not an expert by any means, but I'm glad that you value my opinion, so thank you. And for you guys who've been asking me about doing commissions, I apologize. I know I email you back and tell you that I don't really do custom work for people, and it's not that I don't want to do it. The reason is I have a lot of time constraints I'm under usually on a daily basis. I got a toddler, wife, normal everyday stuff that we're doing as everything opens back up. On top of that, I have a actual job, so excuse me, I don't like to be under the gun, so to speak, and have to feel pressured to do things. I just don't really have the time, and I apologize for that, but that's just kind of the way it is. But it also gives you guys the opportunity to venture out and do your own customs, and I'm glad that you're emailing me and asking me how to do things, because the only way I learned to do stuff was just by doing it. And doing the same thing you guys are doing to me, just asking people. So I really apologize for not being able to do a lot of stuff for you guys, but definitely I'm here for advice. So that's cool. I got a lot of stuff to cover today. As you can see here on this table, there's several things. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pause the video, and we're going to start just talking about a myriad of cool things and not so cool things that I've been doing since our last Watch in the Shop. This is number 25. This is my 25th episode. So, wow, it's crazy. Time flies when you're having fun. All right, guys. So since we last spoke, I've been working on a lot of casting and doing a lot of experimentation. So the first thing I really want to talk about is the now infamous Super Joe project. The last time we saw this Super Joe, he was in complete pieces where he had been smashed from falling on the floor. And as you can see, he has life breathed back into his body, which is pretty cool. What I did was I took the old broken portions from the Shapeways pieces, glued them back together, and then I did a half-assed molding, and then I cast new pieces. That worked out pretty well. I didn't get the hip portion done very well. I needed to do a new casting, but I decided to redo this figure, and by golly, he is finished. Now the hips are loose and legs are a little loose, but I can manage that. I have actually two of these Super Joe bodies, and I plan on doing another one a little bit better. But this is the experimental body. It's great. He still has his 1-2 punch. Both of them work, as you can see. So that's cool. And I got some Mego hands off of World's Greatest Superheroes on eBay, and I just put these fists on there. So this will be my display Super Joe for my office at work. So it's done, actually. He's great. The joints are strong. They work really well. So I'm super excited. So Super Joe is back from the dead. It bothered me for a long time that I wasn't able to dominate this essential restoration. So got it done, cast some pieces, and it worked out, which is super cool. Super stoked about that. In the meantime, I had a fella message me on my Skunkworks Facebook page and asking me about Super Joe mods for the Max Steel Ultra Action body. And I actually had a mold I did a while back where I took the neck posts from the muscle bodies and I cast new ones. And basically what I do is I just hollow them out and I put a piece of styrene through there for the elastic to tie to. So I have these replacement neck posts for Super Joe bodies. He wanted some. I haven't got back with him yet because I wanted to do some test pulls and make sure it worked all right. So, but yeah, I'm going to have these available for people that would like them at some point. It's something where I'm not going to post them to eBay, or I'm not going to commit to doing like a bunch of them. But like if somebody would want one, they could message me and we can figure out a pretty fair price for like a 2-pack or something. So that's something I've had going for a while that I wanted to share with everybody. I've also been working on different dive belt customs. Michael, I know you're watching. I'm going to get back to you about the dive belts that we talked about me making. I think I can do 2 for you, so I'll get back with you on an email about that. But anyways, I've taken the old G.I. Joe deep sea diver dive belt weights, cast those and mold and cast these, and I'm going to do little dive belts for these as well. I have some extra stuff. They'll be kind of cool. If you've bought scuba sets from me, this is what usually comes with it. So, but I have a bunch of these. I also took some time to have a silencer mold to make this cool silencer for this little Mac 10. I think it's a Mac 10. I'm not sure what this is. I used to know all my guns, but you only have so much space in your brain, and I'm starting to lose capacity pretty quick as I get older. So, but I did this. I'm going to figure out a way. I think I'm going to redo my Coils of Doom and give him some new weapons at some point. But I just kind of was experimenting with this knockoff weapon and threw this cool silencer on it. I also started making brand new replacement pieces for the dive helmet. So I did that the other day and it turned out pretty well. Just gotta get some red paint and fix it, but I have a few dive helmets with this knob broken off, and I plan on doing another couple of them for my dive helmet. I've seen these on eBay. Guys make replacement ones and they're a little pricey, but I don't know. I just wanted to make a couple for myself and they seem to work out pretty well. So that's something I've been working on as well. So for you guys who saw my Action Man dive tank restoration, what was going on behind the scenes while you were checking that out, with that lot of Action Man equipment that I got this dive harness rig that was broken. It had a piece missing. What I did is I had the complete one that you saw in my restoration video, and I molded it and then slid the broken one in and then cast around it. So I made a replacement piece, and I also made a replacement snap tab for the tanks as well. So I made this cool tank. I kind of redid it. I wanted to do a video of it, but I just decided I'd do the regular standard Action Man tank and then just show you guys this in my What's in the Shop. So I plan on painting this and just adding it to my collection. But it turned out really cool. I was really excited that it worked. I wasn't sure it was going to work, but it did. I'm pretty stoked. Here's the test pull for the broken piece I did. As you can see, though, it looks pretty much like it's complete. So cool with that. Next up, I want to give a shout out to my buddy Ben Menenberg from Promethean Rising. If you guys don't know Ben, you should. He's an incredible 3D print genius. He's done work for Cotswold. He's done work for himself. Most notably, I believe, he did work on the hover pod for Cotswold's Elite Brigade line, and he also does the cool cybernetic arms as well. He has a Shapeways page, and he has a really cool Instagram page, and I'll post links to both in the description of this video. But Ben and I were talking a while back, and he had watched my video on my muscle body restoration, and he wanted to know if I would make him some pieces for the muscle body knee joints, the kit that I kind of created. And I said, sure, man. So I cast some new pieces and sent them to him, and he went and did something pretty awesome. He took those pieces, and being the 3D printing master that he is, he 3D printed a brand new kit using the stuff that I sent him. So he took my stuff and made it a billion times better, which is super cool. And then he sent me a couple kits for myself for helping him out. So I really appreciate that, Ben. If you're watching this, man, you're awesome. I love your stuff. I love your page. I love what you do, and I'm very, very jealous of the fact that you're such a good 3D print person. I wish I could get into it, but I just don't have the time right now. That's why I just live I live through you guys. So you and Sean Huckster and a few others, you guys are just so cool. I'm actually, you guys are like my secret idols. So, but anyways, check out Ben. If you follow him on Instagram, he might, I don't know if he's going to make something like this and put it on his Shapeways page, but yeah, it's something you might want to contact him, and he might be able to make some stuff like this for you. But anyways, it's really cool, and I appreciate what he did for me. All right, so I don't know if you guys have figured it out yet, but this is my old cell phone I used to do all my videos and everything on. It's an old iPhone 5 SE, and I finally got rid of it and bought me a new phone. So long, old friend. You've been great to me, but we're moving on to a little better technology. That being said, while I've been taking a hiatus from a lot of things, I've been actually in the workshop working on a bunch of new fuel drums. If you've been following my Skunkworks Facebook page, you know that I've mentioned that these are probably going to be the last fuel drums I do for quite a while, probably this year total. I just don't have the time right now to focus on these because these absolutely take time to make. I plan on doing an actual video on how to do one of these. So if people out there want to make their own fuel drum, they can. I know that I've posted them to eBay in the past when I sell them. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it this time around. I still might use eBay. I don't really know. But some of the issues with eBay, obviously, are the fees that eBay charges. And also, I've gotten some crappy messages from people who question my prices on these. Like, I usually charge around $18 for these, and they thought that was too steep of a price. And I'm like, look, man, if you knew how much time was involved with making one of these, I don't really make that much on these, considering shipping, what eBay charges, and then all my time that goes into them. I don't really make that much, so I think 18 is a fair price plus shipping. But whatever. I haven't decided how I'm going to sell them yet, so I'm not quite done with them. These are absolutely the last fuel cells I will ever make. These tins that I use are not available anymore. So these, I just scraped these up out of some of my other stuff I had storage in. So I'm almost done. I got to add the top handle to all of them and do a couple other things, but this in here is complete. It's a Adventure Team all-purpose fuel cell, so I have a few others. I also have a cool training center fuel drum coming in a nice green color. So, and then I got these tall boys here. I have a helicopter, an all-purpose, I believe. Nope, that's an Adventure Team vehicle. And then this is a 5-star Jeep one. So, fuel drums are almost done. As well as the oil cans, the heavy-duty motor oil cans, which will be like a 2-pack with some of the fuel drums. So that's pretty cool too. So be on the lookout for those. I've also been working, let me spin around here. Over here on my desk, here's the fuel drum I'm going to make for a video later. But I have these old cigar boxes. I need to sand these, and then I'm going to paint and decal those to become G.I. Joe storage boxes like you've seen in my past videos. And then I also have map table bases that are ready to go. I'll talk about those here in a second. And I have this cool Adventure Team case I'm working on. It's going to have this nice collage up here. It's going to be sealed in epoxy, and once it's all done, it'll be cool. These will all be available for purchase at some point in time. But as far as the map table bases go, Let's set this box off to the side and talk about it here in a second. I've come up with a brand new design for a map table base. It's cool. I got the drawers added on the side, the last G.I. Joe logo before the line went to Super Joe, and then I have this G.I. Joe Adventure Team headquarters map table. Another one papered with the Adventure Team headquarters deco, and then I just have a standard camo with the drawers. G.I. Joe logo without the map table font. So those are 3 map table bases that'll be available at some point in time. These are brand new designs. The 2 camo ones are brand new designs, so I'm excited to share those with everybody. So those are all coming. The map table bases are, interestingly enough, made by my 80-year-old dad. My dad, he's getting a little old now. He had COVID. He's aged him a little bit, so he doesn't make them as well as he used to. I had to clean him up, which is understandable when you're 80. I hope I'm as good a shape as him when I'm 80. So I've fixed a few of the flaws in them, and I wrapped these in paper. But yeah, I don't know if my dad will ever make any more table bases, so I'll probably keep one for nostalgia for myself and then get rid of the rest. But these are made by my 80-year-old dad in his cool workshop, so it's kind of a neat thing for me to have something my dad's made that I can share with other people. So, and then lastly, this is a new design of box that I've made using the Man of Action logo. G.I. Joe Adventure Team. It's got a damaged font, braided handles, so it's a nice storage box. So I do plan on doing some other boxes as well, as you saw the ones back there, but I'm going to purchase some more from Hobby Lobby and make some more standard boxes, some Super Joe boxes, and I'm also doing a Sasquatch hunting box set, so with a fuel drum and an oil can. The whole set will be for sale at some point in time, but I will be working on that and showcasing that with you guys on videos and on my various platforms like Instagram and Facebook. So that's what's going on with these right now. All right, as I usually do, I'm going to share some books. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this book, The Alchemist. This is a fantastic book. I really, really enjoyed reading this. It has a lot of cool life lessons in it. I hope when my son gets older, I'm going to definitely have him read this because it's just a cool, inspiring book. It's not very long. It has a lot of good lessons in it. I just think it's just a fantastic book. So if you guys are interested in something to read right now, and if you haven't read this book, I definitely recommend it. It's probably one of my most recommended books of all time, The Alchemist. It's just a great book. Now, I listen to a lot of podcasts. It's kind of my hobby when I'm at work. Recently, I was on the Jocko Willink podcast, and I listened to a 3-hour discussion, long-form discussion with this girl named Holly McKay, who wrote this book, Only Cry for the Living. It's about first-hand accounts from the ISIS battlefield from a few years back. I don't normally read stories like this, but after I heard her interview on Jocko, I decided I would get this book. This is not for the faint of heart. It's a pretty heavy book, so if you're into stuff like this, I really suggest this book. It's a it's an emotional book, I'll just say that. So, I was at Hobby Lobby the other day, and I found these, Aqua Racers. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I thought I could do something with G.I. Joe Scuba, but I don't know if I'll be able to, but I'm going to try. They're about the right scale. They were pretty cheap. I think I got them 40% off of this $4.99, so I bought a couple of them, and I'll figure out if I can make something with them. But Hobby Lobby right now, if you guys have one in your area, you can find a lot of cool stuff there that you can kit bash. And I highly suggest you go just check it out and just walk around that store for a while. It's awesome. Now, my brother Bart is a giant Bigfoot fan. I know a lot of you guys out there are Bigfoot fans. I know that Elite Action Joe, I always see the host with a cool Bigfoot shirt on. He would probably get along great with my brother. My brother got this for me a while back, and I've remembered I had it, so I wanted to share it with you. It's a map of Bigfoot country. I believe this is California. Yep, touring map of Northern California. Just a really cool thing. I'm not sure where he got it, but he got it for me because he knows I'm a big G.I. Joe person. I am admittedly, now you guys are probably going to be shocked, I'm admittedly not a big Bigfoot believer. I don't see, just real quick, I'll tell you why. I don't see a lot of compelling evidence. I don't see hardly any photos. But UFOs, obviously, I'm a huge believer in UFOs because I think there's way more video evidence. But we could get into a giant discussion in the weeds about what's real and what isn't real. But I did recently listen to a podcast called The Union of the Unwanted. Entertaining podcast where they talked about Bigfoot. And I'm a little more of a believer now than what I was prior to that. But still, I try to maintain a little bit of groundedness when it comes to certain things. But I love Bigfoot. I love the mystique about it, the myth. And trust me, I want it to be real more than anybody. That's why I spend so much time doing G.I. Joe stuff with it. I think it's an awesome, awesome topic. But I'm a little skeptical sometimes. Either or, this is a cool thing my brother got me. Now, you guys are probably looking at these going, what the heck are those? I know they look kind of trashy, but that's okay. But they're going to look better when I'm done. I just finished up the script for my next story. And these are a couple props I've been working on for it. So I think you guys are going to be excited. I'm getting ready to go out and start shooting it with my brand new phone. So be on the lookout for that, hopefully end of May. All right, guys, we got any ST's model rocket fans out there? If you don't know what ST's model rockets are, you were living under a rock or you were living in Russia. I think every kid growing up had ST's model rockets. Well, I was at a Tuesday morning, probably back in 2008, maybe, in Terre Haute, Indiana, and I found this cool Aero X interceptor. And the first thing I thought when I saw it was drone, surveillance drone for my G.I. Joe military figures. And I bought it. And it actually is the right size for a surveillance drone. And I'm planning on some point, it's remote controlled. This deal here, the drone, if you will, sits in here. You pull it back, it's remote controlled, you move it around and shoot it and it flies through the air. So I'm going to use it at some point this summer in a cool story that I have working right now. I'm trying to work on the title and what I'm going to do with it, but it's going to involve some Adventure Team figures, as well as some Real American Hero figures, as well as some other figures. So I wanted to share this with you guys because this is a super cool prop. If you're a military G.I. Joe fan and you can find one of these, I think this is a cool thing to have for your collection if you're into stuff like this. So I just wanted to share that. I dug it out of my attic. I thought it was pretty cool, and I remembered what I was going to do with it. But that's changed since then, so now it's going to become something completely different, but I'm going to use it in a story as a surveillance drone for a military operation. Next up, we have a cautionary tale. I don't know how many of you guys bought this original Stretch Armstrong reproduction figure from Hasbro when they first came out. I did, several years ago. Now, I was excited to have this figure because this is one of the few toys that I remember as a toddler getting. I was like 5 years old, I believe, when I got a Stretch Armstrong. I had it until my brother shot holes in it with a pellet gun. And we had to, of course, destroy it. It was one of my favorite toys as a kid. So naturally, when I saw the reproduction, I said, hell, I'm buying that for my son. And I stored it in my basement, which is climate controlled, for the last several years. I went to get him out the other day to do a picture with my toys and brews, and take a look at this. Whatever this thing's made of hardened. So he's basically a glorified statue. And he breaks. See? Whatever's in there is just calcified, if you will. How many of you guys have this figure and has this happened to anybody? I was at Meijer this past Christmas and saw these again, and I have no idea what's going on with these. Why it even did this. I don't know what the original material, I don't know what the original material was that they used. I know the old stretch had like a jelly in it, like a red jelly, but I have no idea what Hasbro used in these, but this figure is essentially ruined. And I have no idea why, and I'm super bummed out because I know my little boy would love this Stretch Armstrong figure. So I'm going to have to find another one at some point. Hopefully they have them again next Christmas. I'll buy them. But man, what a bummer. I was pissed when I pulled that out. I'm like, man, what the hell's going on with this thing? So I don't know what's going on. If anybody out there has the same issue or knows what's going on, shoot me a message or leave a comment, because this sucks. All right, so recently I was able to pick up a few Super Joe items. Now, I'm not a big fan of the Super Joe accessories, but I really like this sonic scanner because I believe in other countries this was actually used with 12-inch figures, and I kind of wonder if this was supposed to be originally used with the Adventure Team. They had the design, and they went ahead and incorporated it into the Super Joe line. It obviously uses the troubleshooter antennas as well as the old machine gun tripod. I got it. It's almost complete. I need a set of the headphones. It utilizes the same headphones that the Adventure Team headquarters utilizes. I'll try to find a pair of those. They're pretty expensive. So if anybody has a set of those they want to part with, hit me up. But I'm excited to use this for some of my G.I. Joe photo stories at some point in time. I think it's a really cool accessory, and I'm super excited to have it. I also managed to get a foot locker. The Super Joe foot locker, one of the two. They had a silver one as well, and had a nice complete latch. So it's actually in really good shape. It still has the black straps that are in perfect shape on both sides. The inside's a little dingy, but I was excited to have one of these. If you've seen my reproduction foot locker, I used a classic collection foot locker and painted it orange and threw a decal from Third Son's books on it, but I bought this on Etsy for a really good price. But the most exciting thing about it is it has the name of the kid who owned it. You know, it's Mike Kleisler, I believe. And Franklin Battlefield was where his command station was. And he was a Sarge. I love getting items like this that kids put their names on because it feels like I have a piece of history. And that's super cool. I did manage to take the black latch and try to cast a new one for this old footlocker I have here. It kind of worked out pretty well. It's not something I'm going to produce a bunch of. I just might try to get a good pull so I can fix this footlocker up just for storage for my own stuff. But this footlocker's in pretty crappy condition. It doesn't have the side straps. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. I just wanted to share that. But yeah, I got these two Super Joe items that I'm super excited to have. And I look forward to using these for something in the future. What's going on, guys? Episode 25's in the books. Pretty excited to get this done. I didn't really think I had 25 episodes in me, but I apparently did. Like at the end of most of my videos, I wanted to share some sites that I think you guys should follow, YouTube channels and Instagram pages. The first one being G.I. Joe The Lost Chronicles. This is a new YouTube channel. The stories are done in the same vein as my photo stories. Adam, he does a great job. He has 3 videos on there right now: the Desert Devil Encounter, Danger at Mystery Lake, and the Congo Mystery. All are really good. And like myself, his videos have gotten progressively better from the start, which is really exciting to see the hobby going that way with people doing these photo stories. He's done a lot of cool customs. He's done some cryptids, as well as the Buzz Lightyear dive suit conversion. And he has a lot of other cool stuff in the pipe. We correspond via email quite a bit, and he shares with me a lot of his projects, which is really cool. Elite Action Joe, Spider Monkey Films, and Cobra Lang are all 3 stop motion pages on YouTube that are great. They're great to watch, always have great content. Cobra Lang has a really cool Masters of the Universe stop motion that I find really fascinating. The fact that these guys all take the time to be able to do this is really cool. I envy those guys quite a bit. More Studios is another G.I. Joe themed page. Filmaholic is another toy themed page that has a lot of cool content as well. And the last is Sonic Imperium. It's a really cool psychedelic type music page, I guess I'd call it that, or electronica. I enjoy it. I do like that type of music sometimes. When I'm working on projects, I have found myself listening to the music he's put on his YouTube. And he always comments on my videos. Seems like a really cool guy. So shout out to you, Sonic Imperium. Thank you for following my channel. And you guys should definitely check his page out. Last couple Instagram pages. Ben Menenberg, who I obviously shared the muscle body repair kit video a little bit ago. His @Prometheum5 Instagram page is definitely worth following. He has a lot of cool pictures on there, and he's a really cool guy. He has a Shapeways page, like I mentioned, and he's definitely worth trying to follow and reach out to. And last, @ToyWithIt. Steve Gilmore's page over there in the UK. Probably my favorite Instagram page right now as far as toys to follow. He takes Action Man figures, cool sets, and does some of the neatest photography I've seen. It's just so cool to watch. I envy you, Steve, doing that, because I would love to be able to shoot some of my photo stories like that. I don't have the tech, or I don't really have the time to do it, and I'm just living my life through you right now, which it's awesome. So definitely give him a follow, @ToyWithIt. I reached out to Steve and asked him if I could share some photos from his Instagram page at the end of this video, and he graciously told me I could. So after I stop the video here, I'll end this with some cool slides of his Instagram pictures. I'm going to be taking about a month off after this video. I've got some stuff I need to finish. My jobs, I got some projects at my real job that I have to finish up as well. And as things start to open up, me and my family are doing some other things too. So I know I've tried to post a video once a week since the beginning of the year, and I have held to that schedule, but I'm going to take May off. So if you don't hear from me, there's nothing wrong. Don't worry. I'm just getting caught up on a lot of other stuff that isn't G.I. Joe or YouTube page related. So that being said, guys, 25 episodes in the book. Thank you for watching. Thanks for all the comments and positive feedback. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to hearing you guys more in 2021. And you can look forward to me putting out a new photo story here, hopefully end of May, early June. So cheers, guys.